What's happening, everybody? I trust everybody is fantastic. Brian Arahan here with another quick tip from a pro coach, or a pro tip from a pro coach, and wanted to share a little bit about our last video when we talked about how to drown out the media in this market, right? And all the bad news and the doom and gloom being shared, and that saturating the perception of the market and our clients, and making it a little bit more tough to help people see the reality of the opportunity in the market, the housing market being ever present. And so one of the things that I wanted to add to our conversation is how we build our confidence through preparation, right? Through practice and truly understanding the market. And there's a few different factors that I believe it was important that we shared with you to make sure that we are understanding of how to make sure that we're confident, certain, and moving forward, helping our clients create their opportunities in this market by seeing the reality as well. And so when we look at it, number one thing that we need to know is, we got to know the market, right? And so here are some factors that come into play when knowing your market and how to better prepare your clients with the opportunity of today. So number one, what kind of market is it? Is it a seller's market? Is it a buyer's market? Is it a balanced market? Those are all things that we want to know. And so the buyer's market, how, and seller's market being in relation to how much inventory is available. Today we see that it's still a seller's market because of the amounts of inventory, and yet the lower demand compared to where we were last year or in the years before makes it feel a bit like a buyer's market. So being able to clearly describe that and share that. So paying attention to your local neighborhoods, your cities, your counties, about the amount of inventory on the marketplace. A buyer's market being 6 months or more, a seller's market being 6 months or less, and a balanced market just kind of in the middle there. So knowing obviously the inventory, what's going on with the interest rates? What are the lenders saying? What are the opportunities and the challenges with lending right now in this market? And obviously knowing the economic factors of where we are today. What does certain banks going out of business mean to the marketplace? What do higher interest rates, or even just the amount of jobs creation and or lack thereof, what does that mean to the housing sector? So being able to understand that, and there's a bunch of different local resources, hyper local resources that you can watch, pay attention to, utilize for you to be in the know about what's going on. And obviously knowing any other type of market factors, whether it be geopolitical, whether it be inflationary, or political, domestic, right here back in our backyard. So knowing everything that's going on and how that translates to the housing market, and then moving down to building your expertise. That 4-step process of what it looks like to, again, one thing that we say is the most certain person in the room wins. So when you're certain about what's going on and how to communicate that, because you're confident and you're practiced and rehearsed, you're now more able to share what's happening in the marketplace with your clients. So number one, when you know the market and you've learned it because you study it, you read up on it daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and you know what all the different economic signals, buying signals, market signals, inventory signals mean, you can better share that. The second part is learning your clientele. So who's in your database, who's in your network, who's in your sphere of influence that you can better relate to and communicate with, that would help you create the messaging. One great marketing strategy that we know is you got to make sure that your messaging matches the current market. All right. And so, for instance, you wouldn't send a first-time home buyer information about how to do a 1031 exchange, right? Or you wouldn't send information to an investor on how to close on their first home using down payment assistance. So know your clientele, know who they are, know what they want, know what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, what information that they still would like to know. A great way to do that is by having one-on-one dialogue, reaching out. That's where that 4 calls a year helps you understand what the challenges are of your consumer base and how you can meet them. Also doing a survey, right? Utilizing surveys for you to understand what they're doing, an anonymous one where they can put in there what they like, what they don't like, what they're considering, options, challenges, concerns, all of the above. That all helps. The second part is that as you're going through that, listening to your individuals and having those conversations, now that helps you understand the last part here, whereas to keep the headlines in context. So meaning that talking about the local stories, the national stories, the domestic stories, and being able to bring that right back to your customers and say, okay, well, here's what this means. Here's what it means when this bank recently just failed, or here's what it means when this company just went public, right? Or here's what it means when the rates went up this much, or the job market report came in. All those things help us better understand, or help your clients, your consumers, better understand what's happening in the market and truly where the opportunities are overall for them. And so when we're creating that, and we know that knowledge base and we understand what's truly happening in the market, then now we can start to create marketing content to reach out in a systematic way. So one thing that our system utilizes is we want to send marketing out every 10 days. So for ease of use for you, we're sending stuff out on the 1st, the 10th, and the 20th. Easy as that. 1st, the 10th, and the 20th. You can change it. You can divvy it up. You can maybe send something twice a month, whatever you want to do. And yet we know, based off research, going back to our last video, if you reference that, we talked about how it's important to make sure that we're staying top of mind with our people and we're sending out content on a regular basis. So the 1st, the 10th, and the 20th. So you have to decide what you send out on the 1st, 10th, and 20th. First might be a newsletter about just general what you're up to, what's going on in the market, whatever that might be look like. The 10th might be an invite to an event that you're having here recently or coming up. So it might be a mass email, mass text, whatever you want there. Mass text typically work best around event updates and mass invites. And then the 20th might be, a quick little personal video that you send out to your database and just let them know what's going on and what you're up to as well. So there's a bunch of different options there that you can utilize to make sure that you're staying top of mind. Again, the 1st, 10th, and 20th are great resources to do that. And then a lot of the times, we'll get into automations in the future, and yet utilizing automated technology to help you send a lot of this stuff out. So now, or remind you to do a lot of these things as well. So there's a bunch of different options there. Just a quick little reference pointer, a way to think about the opportunity in this current market when it comes to being the loudest person in the room. Oftentimes, in times like this, the loudest person in the room always wins. So are we being loud enough to make sure that our people are hearing us over what's happening in the media? All right, there you have it. A quick pro tip from Pro Coach. Be well. Take care.